but mine, like, obviously, I got to start with number one, which is Harvest Moon: Back to Nature on PlayStation.
Number one?
Is one of
number
my
one?
I don't know if I could say chronologically.
I had to cut it. I had to cut it off.
I would say chronologically that's number one. Not maybe not in terms of like order.
For the record,
well,
it's on my list.
That was like the first favorite game that I ever had. Because like it was like I couldn't. It was the only game that when you guys were playing all of your Final
PS1 one,
stuff.
the PS1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When you guys were playing all your Final Fantasies and all your other games, like I wasn't old enough to play games that were like that complex or understand them or whatever. But I could do Harvest Moon because I understood it. You have a farm, you raise animals and all this shit.
You give the presents to the pretty girls.
Awesome. Yeah,
and they had little anime girls. The little anime girls.
Yeah, and you tended everything yourself, and like I had my own farm that was mine. I had my own save file that said Danny, and like I named my own town and shit. Like I love that. And so I spent so much of my childhood playing that game. Like my friends would come to my door and like, "Want to come outside?" No, man, I'm playing Harvest Moon right now. yeah. I wouldn't care about doing anything else, and but also I used to tell them about it, and it became like part of our dialogue as kids. Kale went and bought the N64 version, and we used to talk about it and like bring each other's games over and like watch each other play and shit like that.
Oh, the N64 version.
Yeah,
it was really good.
An N64. It was a little different, but it was cool. But that was number one for sure because it was the first time I was like, I love
getting that N64 version right now. It's probably like $200 on eBay.
It's very expensive. I bet the PS1 version is too, especially like. But anyway, the music too.
I have it in a bag in the garage. I think.
Wow.
I think I have that fucking Metal Gear with the burned disc too. I have it in the garage.
Do you want to hear the story about getting that Harvest Moon copy? That was funny.
Yes, let's hear it.
I was like, "Oh, Harvest Moon releases tomorrow." I was like, gotta go to Game Tech.
How did we know when the games were released? Do you remember?
Magazines?
Yeah, PS,
PlayStation, Nintendo
magazine.
Yeah, PlayStation magazine.
I had a subscription.
Or we'd buy for like $10, and it came with a demo disc.
I had a subscription to one PS1 mag or something like that. I forget what the fuck it was called.
So I go to Game Tech. It's locked. It's closed. It's like 9. They open at 10 a.m. It's like 9:55 or whatever. And then a line starts forming, and I'm the first one at the door. I'm like, really? There's a fucking line for this? So I wait 10 a.m. and I fucking run up to the counter. I'm like, Harvest Moon. And he's like, our only copy.
Oh my!
They only have one fucking copy. And the guy behind me's like, and he turns out it leaves.
Well, man, I'm glad you got it because I spent I don't know how many hours.
I was like, yes!
2 guys in the whole city who wanted this game.
Harvest Moon,
and only one of them succeeded.
One copy.
Well, that was also the.
I don't know.
With like the soundtrack on that game too. Again, was another one of those things where it's like I knew because every season had its own tune. Yeah, every season had its own tune, and every time those 30 days would go by, the new tune would start and like.
Yes, that's the summer theme.
Yeah. It also taught me disappointment, that game, because like I remember my first file.
Because you got turned down by a bunch of virtual characters too.
No, no, not only that, but that old bastard who brings you your horse. He's like, take care of it, and I'm like, I don't know, 8 years old. I'm like, okay. I like talk to it every now and then or whatever. And then I don't know, the year later in game, he comes and he fucking took my horse away. And I remember being like, how could he just take my horse away? Like, as an adult, you're like,
you didn't brush it every day.
You didn't brush it. And I didn't know I had to brush it, right? Because I was too behind on everything because I was just a kid playing a game. But as an adult, you're like, oh shit, I made the wrong choice. Whatever, fine. But as a kid, I was like devastated for the day.
Distraught.
That's my fucking horse, and I didn't get it back. Like he takes it away permanently.
Oh, you can't get it back. Anyway, I think you can get it back.
Pablo Escobar gif on the swing set.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my number one. Yeah, the gut with his shirt. That was
That's
my
a good
number one.
Okay, it was on my list. That's a good number one. I guess.
Yeah,
What else
good.
you got?
I got. I wrote down again. It's a franchise thing, but I'll talk pretty specifically. I wrote down the Animal Crossing franchise because that was so similar to Harvest Moon. But I was like 12 or something when it came out on GameCube, the original one. I'm talking on GameCube, where you pretty much did nothing, even less than you did in Harvest Moon, where you just like
Yeah.
were
absolutely.
Which one's this?
I don't even know what you do in Animal Crossing. You just
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like Harvest Moon, but you don't farm. So
You
what the
don't
fuck?
do
have a quote.
anything.
I have a quote right here. I'm pretty sure I remember you guys always saying, "What the hell do you even do in those games, man? Jeez." But again, it's one of those things where if you don't play it, you don't know. But it was just so stress free. Like that's what I love about the Animal Crossing games is that they're like anti-anxiety medication, like warm blankets, because there's nothing telling you like you have to do this. Oh my god, there's no high blood pressure in it. It's just like you chill out and you do this thing and you talk to people and you like make designs on t-shirts and you could make the crudest shit and nobody would say a thing. And your villagers, I don't know if your villagers would go around wearing them because they could buy them at the clothing store or something. So you can put the most obscene shit on these shirts and you could wear them.
Everyone just walking around with cocks on their t-shirts.
Yeah, you could do whatever that you want.
God,
But eventually those developed into like Animal Crossing New Leaf is one of my favorites on 3DS. And of course the new one on Switch, New Horizons, is unbelievable because you could do anything in that you could in like Harvest Moon except get married. So yeah, that's definitely Animal Crossing games are on the top of my list.